so I really love straights. My label want me to move back to LA. She say, lucky, I'm proud of you. My bitch like, nigga, don't even say thanks.
What's good, y'all? We're back with another video, and today I have for y'all my last build video until NBA 2K21 drops in like 2 days. So this is one of the first build videos I wanted to make, but everybody always picks this one and they always spam it. So normally it's really not that great to post unless you're like a super big content creator. But when I check everybody else's videos and see how they make the build versus like what I found myself, whatever I have seems to be way better. Okay, and I've seen a lot of people try to make a Kevin Durant build and it's never that great. So I'm gonna show you guys how I think the best way is. Now, first off, as you guys can see on that front screen, we're gonna go with the shooting guard position because it's gonna give him better speed and it's gonna give him more badges. And then second, Kevin Durant is basically a sharpshooting shot creator. I see a lot of people making like playmaking pie charts with them and stuff like that. I'm telling you, that's not KD, especially if you played my team like I did when I wasn't really uploading. I was playing my team heavy, so I know exactly how you can try to make a Kevin Durant build and what he's best at in the game. And of course, like if you watch basketball, you know how he play in real life. Now the best pie chart for that is the half playmaking and half shooting. Physical profile, you got to go with the speed one. Kevin Durant is really a unicorn. He really a demigod for real, so he can do everything, but the speed is going to be the best way to where it's actually going to be useful. Now for the finishing, we're going to max out the very first three, and on that last one we're going to max out the post hook, I think all the way until you get 6 finishing badges, because if you bring it down one from 73 to 72, you're going to lose a point or you're going to lose a badge. So I think 6 is a good number. This is how many I had on my build last year, so I already know the perfect setup. For the shooting, we're gonna max out the first 3, and then on that last one we're gonna put it up just enough to get 22 shooting badges. Now if you think about it, last year 22 was pretty solid. Now if you take into consideration that quick draw is gone, this is pretty much all you need. At max, I don't think anybody needs more than 26 shooting badges. After that, it's kind of like overkill. Playmaking, we only gonna go with 18. I think that's a great number. I chose 18 because that way you're probably gonna do unpluckable on silver, maybe a little bit higher, but then after that you're gonna get 4 Hall of Fame badges, 4 Hall of Fame playmaking badges. So I thought that was the perfect number. Or maybe you want unpluckable Hall of Fame, then you get 4 Hall of Fame, and then you can do 1 more badge silver. Then for the defense, if you max out the first 3, and then the defensive rebounding is the best, I guess, is the best attribute I could say. Even though it's like really not the most important for a shooting guard, it gives the most badges out, so you got to max that one out. And then here we end up with 6 more defensive badges. So this is a pretty all-around build. Like I said in the beginning, KD is a demigod. He's a legit unicorn. He does everything, and there's only he's one of one. So say he's a 7-foot shooting guard. So I think this is a pretty well-rounded version of Kevin Durant. Realistically, he would have a higher block rating because KD does he averages a lot of blocks. I remember one year I think he led the league in blocks with the Warriors. Then if you look at his playmaking, he is able to he's able to speed boost because he has a mean double crossover and all that stuff. But you know 2K limits us. And if you're still like paying attention to the screen, I'm really just like showing you guys, no matter how you move around these badges, you really can't get anything else out of it. That's why I say this is the best setup. Now I'll show you guys, you can add some more to defense, but by then you're only getting 1 defensive badge, and then you'd be losing 6 playmaking. So I think this is the best one. Now for the arms, realistic, I mean compact and all the other stuff is kind of cool, but I'm just gonna go with define because we're gonna drop his weight. Now on the game, KD is 6'9". In my team, they had a 6'9" card, then they put out a 6'10" card. That whole was nasty. But realistically, KD's 7 foot. Can we do that? Nah, we really can't. But 6'8" is still it's close enough, because we already know a lot of people are finna be making these midget builds this year, especially with the 6'8" centers and all that. So you already gonna be as tall as the center on any court for the most part, because that's all I keep seeing in build videos. For the weight, we went with 188 because that's the lowest you have to go to keep the highest speed you got. Plus we're gonna get an extra boost to that later on in the game comes out. And wingspan, KD has max wingspan on all the buy players that they have of him on this game, or all the player models. But if we actually just go a tick down, we still keep the 70 ball handling, which is what you need to do those Paul George and Kawhi dribble moves. well, the tier, what I think that's like tier 2 moves or whatever. Plus, once we hit 99, we're gonna get a +5 to that and our shooting. So we're gonna get the 83 pointer, 85 midi, and we still gonna get that 75 dribbling. And now we're 6'8", we got long arms, we can dunk, we can play defense, and we are allowed to get the shot creating takeover. So I think this is the best version of KD. He's 6'8" on this build. Of course, the game has him at 6'9" for his player model, but this is pretty close. Now onto the badges. For the finishing, I mentioned earlier, I told you I had a good setup, and that setup is contact finisher on bronze, fancy footwork on gold, and then slithery on silver. So we'll have to see how this carries over into the next game. Honestly, I think acrobat might be pretty good again, because last year was useless, but we're gonna have to see. Then for the shooting, I put range extender Hall of Fame, green machine. Now obviously in the demo, whatever, you really ain't green and you ain't got to do this. You're gonna go hot zone hunter, difficult shots. And then here it gets a little like tricky because KD got clutch shooter. He has Dead Eye Hall of Fame, so we had to do that one just to match with our 6'8" height. And then the last two, it's up to you. Like you could do hot start, volume, clutch shooter, catch and shoot. He really has all of these, but when the game comes out, we'll really be able to see what's really good and what's not. But if you testing out the build, I would recommend doing this setup right here and taking off hot zone hunter and then doing volume and tireless shooter. Then for playmaking, this is where it got fun. Okay, you getting Space Creator Hall of Fame. I did Unpluckable Silver, handles for days, quick first step, and here it is. It's your choice once again. I'm really not sold on tight handles. I really don't even know what it does, so I ended up picking, I think I went with Ankle Breaker, just for the because I had Shot Creator Takeover. Yeah, go with Ankle Breaker, and then I don't know. It's really up to y'all. You can move this around later on if you want to, but that's just what I decided to put on there. And then for defense, it's pretty obvious. You probably gonna go Intimidator and Clamps, both on gold. So now that we have these long arms, we don't gotta put on Interceptor if we don't want to. You could do Tireless Defender just for the little demo game. But last year that was a goated badge on defense. You know what I'm saying? Because the dribblers were nerfed, so if you could outlast the person who was dribbling, you could really lock them up. And for the most part, that's really it. Realistically, KD would probably have Rim Protector and some other rebounding badge or something like that on bronze, but that's just what I decided to go with for now. And on to the game. So honestly guys, when I played with this build, this is the most fun I had on any build I made. I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was just the algorithm this game, they was gonna let me score, but he was nice. He was able to hit threes, I was able to slash, catch and shoot, off dribble, fades, and I was racking my man at the rim. Now I'm still kind of, I'm a little bit iffy. Ooh, look at this. I'm a little bit iffy on Slithery Finisher. Sorry, I'm a little bit iffy on Slithery Finisher. I don't know, because it didn't really look like my player was trying to avoid contact whenever I did Euros or hop steps. It's possible I was pointing the stick wrong, because I really haven't too much been like watching tutorials on how much the game is played or how it's gonna be played. I just been kind of figuring everything out on my own so far, and just trying to get ready for stuff I'm gonna post myself. But I would definitely say this is the most fun I had on any of the builds I made, and you definitely do see a difference with the Deadeye and actually being a 6'8" build. And so with everybody going with these midget builds this year, if you decide to do this build for real, you're gonna be nice. For real, you are going to be nice. Now I don't really know if you really need that many playmaking badges that I put on there. It's really up to you though. I think I would not go more than 18. I think that's actually a really good number, but hey, if you wanted to, you could. But like I said, man, overall this is one of the most fun builds I made on here. I shot good, and he could pretty much do everything. So y'all see the stats, shot over 50%, which is kind of rare in a demo because it's low-key hard. But this is the last demo build video I'm doing on this channel until my official build drops. I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.